Now moving on to the nature of crime, which is, I've just sort of got a snip of the syllabus, where we've got the different dot points literally going through, okay, this is exactly what I need to know. So I need to know what the meaning of crime is. I need to know the elements of crime. So what is actus reus? What is mens rea? What are strict liability offences? What is causation? So being able to, and then for example, categories of crime, you've literally got a list of every single category. So this is so helpful when you are practicing, when you are studying, to go, yeah, actually, I know what the meaning of crime is. Like, literally, you could go, yeah, meaning of crime, I'm set. Elements of crime, all good. Actually, I'm not really sure about some of these categories of crime. I'm not really sure about what public order offences are or what preliminary offences are. Let me do a little bit more research into that. Let me try and see if I can find an article about that or a case about that. Things like that can be really helpful. So just have your syllabus next to you whenever you're studying any part of any topic, because it's going to be from a part of the syllabus. Then you basically have like practice questions that you could use, and they range from describe, which is one of the like lower term verbs, so it doesn't take that much effort to answer. Describe would probably be 3 or 4 marker. You don't normally, so you for example describe the nature of crime, so you just go and do that. So cause of crime, effect of crime, etc. So it would be kind of similar to explain. Recognize the different categories of crime, define summary and indictable offences. So this would probably be in your notes regardless. Examine, investigate. These are more of the higher term verbs, which will be more of like your essay style. Now moving on to elements of crime. So what are the elements of crime? Well, we've got actus reus, mens rea, and then we'll also have a look at causation as well. So, actus reus, what does it mean? It means the guilty act, basically. What does that mean? It means a physical act or omission. Act, we know what that means. It's the action of doing something that is wrong. So if you go and steal, I don't know, if you go and steal a computer from Harvey Norman or whatever, I don't know, then that is a physical action that is the guilty act. So if somebody can prove that you went and stole that computer, that's enough. That's the act, that's enough, then you're found guilty. Omission is your lack of action. So for example, if you're babysitting and you see that the child that you're babysitting is choking, and you just sit there and you ignore it, and then that baby ends up going to hospital, whatever it is, then that's the lack of action. You saw that the baby was choking, you didn't do anything. That's a lack of action, so that's an omission that is also essentially a guilty act. So, common examples are also like the punch. So if you punch someone and, you know, they pass away, which has happened before, which is why we now have stricter one-punch laws, stabbings, things like that, those are all guilty acts. Right, so mens rea, we then move into mens rea, which is the guilty mind. Now the act, once you're caught on camera punching someone and then you see them get knocked out, that's it, you're found guilty. It's very easy to prove, right? Mens rea is not easy to prove because it's the guilty mind. You have to prove that that person had the intention of committing that crime. So this is the criminal mindset. So this can be intention, it can be recklessness, so just lack of care, basically, or criminal negligence, right? So again, negligence, just you're not really paying attention, you don't really care. But again, this is harder to prove because there's no act that you can sort of support that mens rea or guilty mind with. It's just the guilty mind. And then we have causation, which is where the prosecution, the people bringing the action to the court, must show that the accused's actions caused the harm. So that there is a causal link, there's a link between the action of the accused and the harm that occurred. So if the accused punched someone and the harm was that that person passed away, that is causation. There's a clear link between the punch, which is the action, and the result of that, which is that person passing away. So relationship between cause and the effect. So hopefully that's making sense, but that's just a high-level summary of what that is. Again, there's not really that much more to it, just being able to understand the three, and just being able to understand the difference between actus reus, mens rea. This normally comes up in multiple choice. Most of the first section does, so yeah, shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully, so far.